Good morning students, Sairam. Let us continue with the next example of formal letter in our composition subject. We are going to see one more example of how to write a formal letter. So let us begin. Now first we have an introduction of what are letters. Letters are way of expressing our feelings and thoughts to our dear and loved ones. Now, children, during those days, in earlier days, during your grandfather, grandmother, when they were young, that time mobile phones, internet facilities was not available. Okay, these all things were not available, and they used to communicate if they want to pass some message to some person who stays far away from them. They used to write letters and they used to send messages in the form of letters. So letters were the main source of communication during olden days. Okay, so they played a very important role during olden days. But nowadays, as internet facilities, mobile phones and all these facilities and technology has become modern, and it is going advanced, it is becoming advanced day by day. Letters are the use of letters is reducing, but letters are the way of expressing whatever you feel, whatever you want to talk to that person, whatever you want to tell about your feelings, about your emotions, how you're feeling. If you're happy, if you're sad, you want to share some moment with them. They letters express all these things. Okay, so it is written in words and you communicate. It is a mean of communication. Some letters are also written to ask permission or to sort a problem. Now, see, as we studied in the last, previously we studied about informal letters. Children, there are two types of letters, informal and formal. Informal letters are written to family members, relatives, friends, okay, to whom you want to share your feelings, your emotions, your thoughts, and it is a very general letter. Whatever you feel, you just write it down in the letter. But some letters are written for asking permission or to sort a problem, and these letters are not written to express any your feelings or your thoughts. It is having a genuine and a specific reason for writing that letter. So they are short, they are to the point, and they are written for a specific reason, and they are known as formal letters. Now, two types of letters, as I told you, formal letters and informal letters. Informal letters we have already studied. This we are going to see in today's video about the formal letters. Now, what is a formal letter? Letters written for official purposes to authorities, seniors, are known as formal letters. Yes, children, when you write a letter to a person who is holding a higher position, who is superior to you, who is managing the full organization. Now suppose, take the example of your school. The principal is the head of the school. He or she is the person who is in charge of each and everything which is going in the school. So she or he is the head of the school, and if you want to ask permission or you want to sort a problem, you have to write a letter to the principal regarding your queries. So same way, it is written to authorities who are holding higher position and those persons who are seniors to you. So formal letters are written to these people. Formal letters are not written to personal contacts, friends or family. Very very important. There is a difference between formal letter and informal letter. Informal letters are written to family members, friends and relatives. Formal letters are never written to your personal contacts, means your friends, your families, your relatives. Okay, these all include personal contacts. So formal letters are never written to to these people. Such letters require specific and formal words. You cannot just say, "Hi ma'am, how are you? What is going on?" No. You will not ask anything like that in this letter. It should be very genuine. It should be to the point, and you should just note what for what purpose have you written the letter, and what you want to ask from that letter. So that is the reason, and it should be to the point. Okay, they are brief and to the point. In short, you will just write, you will mention the reason of writing the letter, and whatever is the problem, or whatever you, if you want to ask permission, you will write the reason of writing the letter. That's it, nothing else. You just write it to the point. It follows a particular format. Format means you have to follow some steps while writing a formal letter. You have to be very careful, because these steps itself carries marks. And if you write the formal letter in a correct format, you get you score more marks in that letter. Okay, format of formal letter. So what is the first one? Sender's address with pin code. Yes children, sender address. Who is the sender? The one who is writing the letter is known as the sender. So if I am writing the letter, my address along with the area pin code will come first, and everything will be on the left hand side. Okay, left hand side of the page, not on the right hand side, not on the in the right hand side corner, in the left hand side corner. Okay, then follows the date on which you have written the letter. Then comes the receiver's address. Now who is the receiver? The person to whom you are writing the letter is the receiver. So that person's address will come below the date. Then comes the subject. Now this is something different. An informal letter does not have a subject. A formal letter has a subject. So subject will come, and you will write the subject in between of your page, and you will underline the subject. Okay, very important. Then fifth one is salutation. Means you are going to start, you are not going to start dear, and you are not going to use these words in formal letters. Okay, you are just going to write respected madam or respected sir, whoever it is. Okay, then comes the body of the letter. Body of the letter means you are going to write in short for what reason have you written the letter. Then comes conclusion part. Conclusion, that also in 2-3 lines is more than enough. Then comes complimentary closure. You will write thanking you. See, because they are seniors, they are your superiors, they don't have so much time in reading or wasting time in small things. So you have to write thanking you for giving your precious time and reading my letter, or whatever it is. You're going to just write thanking you. And then comes the sender's signature. I'll show you how to write the sender's signature. You're going to write yours faithfully or yours sincerely, and down you're going to write ABC or XYZ. You're not going to write your name, or you're not going to sign there. Okay, I will show you now. See one example of formal letter. Write a letter to the librarian of your school for the loss of book. So library teacher is known as librarian. So you are going to write a letter to the librarian, because you have borrowed a book from the library and you have misplaced it, you have lost the book somewhere. So you are going to ask sorry, and you are going to inform the librarian that you have lost the book. Okay, for this purpose you have to write the letter. Now see, the first 3 lines is the sender's address, means your address. So here I have written 186, Vasant Villa, Nayak Road, Thane West, 400601. That is the area pin code. The number which you can see, 400601, is the area pin code. So I have written my address in just 3 lines. Okay, and I have written it properly, one below the other in the left hand side corner part. Okay, then comes the date, on which date you have written the letter. So here I have written 7th December, 2020. Children, you have to follow this format. Okay, so be very specific while writing the formal letter. See how I have written the date. I have written the number, and then I have written TH because it is 7th. Then I have written the name of the month in full form. I have not written in short. You are going to write the name of the month in full form. Then you give a comma, and then you write the year 2020, that is 2020. This completes your sender's address and this completes the date. Now comes the receiver's address. To whom have you written the letter? Now this we are going to write to the librarian. So librarian, we are going to write to the librarian. Where is the librarian? In the school. So your school's address will come. Shrima Balniketan High School, Thane. So this is the receiver's address. That also in 3 lines. Then comes the subject, which I have written in the middle of the page. Can you see that? Subject. What is my subject? What is the subject itself is in the question. Loss of the book. So from the subject, the one who is reading the letter should understand what is the letter about. So subject should be short and to the point, and it is always in the question given to you. So loss of the book is my subject, and I have underlined the subject. Can you see that? So I have underlined. If you don't underline, marks will get cut. So you see that the subject is written in the middle of the page and you underline the subject. This completes your 4. See, your sender's address is completed, date is completed, receiver's address is completed, and the subject is completed. Now comes the salutation part. Respected teacher. So librarian, we are writing librarian. So you will write respected teacher. Now you will mention your name. You will mention your standard division, because the teacher does not know from which class are you and who are you, because there are so many children she is taking care of. So you have to mention your name along with surname, your full name, your standard division. Okay. I, Khushi Nair, from 4th D, has written this letter to inform you that the book, The Three Musketeers. Now this is the name of the book, because in the library there are so many books and the teacher will not know which book has lost. So you will write the name of the book. Okay. That the book's name is The Three Musketeers, which I had borrowed from you last Friday. So you will also write on which date did you borrow. So you are writing there, you are mentioning that you have borrowed it on last Friday, has been misplaced by me and I cannot find it anywhere. So I have kept the book somewhere and I am not finding it. I have lost it, I have misplaced it. I am really very sorry for it, because it is, whenever you are borrowing books from the library, it is the school's, it belongs to the school. The book does not belong to you. The library teacher gives the book for you to read and return it back. You are not purchasing it, you are not giving money for it. She is giving you to read so that you become perfect in reading. You come across new words and new stories. So the book which you borrow from the library is the school's book. It belongs to the school. It is not yours, and you have to return it after a particular period of time. So now I have borrowed it. I have mentioned the name of the book and when did I borrowed it, and I am not finding it. I am really sorry for it. Yes. So what you should be sorry for it, because you have lost the book. So you are telling the teacher sorry. Okay. This is the body of the letter. Here I have mentioned, see, I have written very short. I have mentioned my name, I have mentioned my standard division, I have written the name of the book, I have also mentioned when I had borrowed it, and now I am asking sorry. Okay, I am saying sorry. Then comes the conclusion part. I am ready to compensate for the loss of the book. So it is school's book. So if you have lost the book, there will be a certain fine which we have to pay if we lose the book. So I am ready to pay the fine because I have misplaced the book somewhere. I have lost the book. Kindly assist me for the same. Assist me means you are asking the teacher what should I do further for the, you help me, what should I do further. Okay, so you are asking the teacher, and then you will write thanking you. Okay, that is complimentary closure, means you are saying thanking you, and then you are writing yours faithfully, comma, X, Y, Z. See, you are not going to sign or you are not going to write your name again, because your name you have already mentioned in the first paragraph. So no need to write. You will not write your name. If you write the name there, again your marks will be cut. You are either going to use yours faithfully or yours sincerely. Okay, these, among these two you can use any one. Whichever spelling you're feeling is easy, you can write that. Okay, but don't make spelling mistake while writing, and don't leave lines anywhere. Okay, and then X Y Z in capital letters, or A B C, or whichever letters you want, but don't write your name again. Am I very clear? And have you understood how to write a formal letter? See children, if you follow the steps properly, it will be very easy for you to write a formal letter. And now what I want you all to do is, you all will write the same letter in your notebook. Okay, you keep the format in front of you, and you just, once you can by heart the format, that yes, first sender's address will come. You can draw first the format of the letter on one page on the left hand side, and you can actually write the letter on the right hand side. So once you can, if you write it by looking the format, if you look at the format, if you write the letter, it will be easy for you. Then next time you can try it without looking at the format. So this is the way you should practice children. And in English, especially in composition, the more you write, the more you become perfect. Is that clear? You can use, you write it in your own words. Take an idea of this by seeing through the video again and again, so that you will be very clear when writing the letter. Thank you children for listening to me carefully. Goodbye. Take care.